Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. I'm a cosmetology student and since we're quarantined right now, we had to get a little creative and pretty much welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the final look. Just a nice little bronzy in all day kind of look. You're just gonna be chilling, laying back, eating your chips, watching your movies. If you want to do it looking a little cute, keep on watching. I'm gonna start off with the Photo Loving Primer by NYX. I know it's really good at blurring texture, and I kind of have like dull skin, so I really like using it just to like brighten me up a little bit and blur out my texture. And before this I already moisturized and did everything, so I'm gonna use this and just apply it with my fingers, like the center of my nose and my cheeks. Just really lightly. I'm only really using it in my T-zone because that's where I have the most texture problems. And then I'm gonna go with my beauty blender just a little bit and remove the excess product. Just a little bit. I'm gonna go and use the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer by Smashbox. I actually really like this primer. I got the trial size, but I bought the full size. I just want to run out of this one first. It's really good. It covers all my pores. I'm pretty sure this is silicone. I know it's not great for your skin, but I just want really blurred pores. I have really big pores, which doesn't make sense to me because I have pretty dry skin. Again, I'm just gonna put it right here on my nose and on my cheeks where I have the most texture, on my chin also. Just dabbing it in, kind of like pushing the product inside my pores. And I'm gonna go back in with the beauty blender again. Okay. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. So for my eyebrows, I used to use the Anastasia Brow Dip, but it started being really thick and just really pigmented, and I wanted something a little more natural. So I started using the Sigma Dark Brow Powder, and it's just like this duo brow powder, like a lighter brown and then a darker brown for the inside of your eyebrow and then for like the outer side of your eyebrow. I usually apply my brow powder with the Anastasia number 12 brush. It has a spoolie at the end, and on the other side it has a really nice angled thin brush, which I really like because it gives a really natural hair-like look to your eyebrows. But you can also get it really precise. It doesn't look really stamped on there, like Sharpie eyebrows, which is what I really don't want to look like. So I'm just gonna go in with the lighter color. Gonna get in a little bit. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna outline my natural eyebrow. I'm not gonna go too crazy with shapes or anything. I did pick a warmer color, like a warmer brown, just because I'm kind of a neutral toned skin, even though in this lighting I look really warm. I'm more neutral, and my hair color is really warm, so this will complement it really well. I'm just gonna go in a little bit more. And now that I did the bottom side, the bottom half, I'm gonna go back and do the top, just starting at the arch. Just careful to like flick it down a little bit. I had to stamp on a lot of color. And then I'm going to try to not pick up any more powder at all. And I'm just going to try to move all the pigment that's at the end of my eyebrow and make it to where it covers my whole eyebrow with just that little amount of pigment. Now when I get towards the front, I'm going to start at the bottom of my eyebrow and I'm going to kind of flick upwards. just so it looks a little more natural, you know, and then I'm gonna brush them out. I do my own eyebrows, so I do have this like weird little gap right there. And one time I overplucked and it just never grew back. So I always have to go back and fill that in. I'm gonna go behind the hairs a little bit. Okay. And then any light spots that I have, I'm gonna go back and even out. But I still don't want to get too close with a lot of pigment towards the front, just because I do want a more natural eyebrow. Now I'm making sure the beginning of my eyebrow, you know, kind of lines up with the side of my nose, or like where I'm gonna contour my nose, which is gonna be about here. And then the end of my eyebrow is diagonally across right here. This is where it's gonna end. And then my pupil, if I look straight, right there, that's where my arch is. So this is kind of like a little trick, right, that you can do just super quick with your eyebrow brush or your eyebrow pencil. You can just, you know, straight across, see if it lines up, diagonal right here, lines up, and then look straight ahead, and right here, and it lines up. And it's just kind of to see if your eyebrow is symmetrical to your face, if it like is proportioned correctly. It's not too long, too short, too high, you know, too low. And I'm just gonna do the same exact thing on the other side. Okay, so now that I'm done, I went back and I checked all the lines, you know, this one, and diagonally, and right across. And since they all line up, what I'm now gonna do is I'm gonna go and conceal under them and over them. Some people don't conceal over them just because it can give kind of like a halo eyebrow, where the brows just like pop up a little too much. But what I do is I conceal with a lighter color underneath my eyebrows to highlight my eyebrow bone so it can widen my eyes. And then I go back and I conceal the top of my eyebrow with a color that's even to my foundation, or sometimes even my actual foundation, just so I can clean up the lines, make it a crisp, sharp line, but at the same time, you know, not make it look super carved out and fake. So what I'm gonna use for the bottom of my eyebrows is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm light neutral. So I'm just gonna go and apply some concealer to the back of my hand. This is my concealer, so I could use it, you know, right on my eyelid, but I like it on my hand just so I can have a little more control. I have a really small brush. It's a Morphe brush, and this is what it looks like. It's just really thin, and I use it to carve out my eyebrows with concealer because since it's so small, I can like carve it out really nicely and evenly. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy. I'm just gonna clean up the line that I did previously with my eyebrow powder. I'm just gonna go under it with concealer. Just clean it up. I'm just gonna go and really carefully clean it up. And I'm gonna bring it down a little bit so it's not too noticeable. I'm gonna use this brush, which is also a Morphe brush. You know, it's like a big eyelid brush into my eyelid, and it's gonna help prime for eyeshadow. So now that both of my eyebrows are concealed and outlined, I'm gonna go back with my foundation that I'm gonna use. It's the Born This Way, and I use Warm Nude. I'm just gonna put the smallest little dot on the back of my hand again. Usually people work with a palette if you're working on other clients, but since I'm just working on myself, I'm just gonna use the back of my hand. I'm gonna use the same exact brush I used to conceal underneath them. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of product on the very tip of my brush, and I'm gonna go back and outline the top of my eyebrow. So for this, I'm gonna follow again the same exact line. I'm just looking to carve out the shape that I already got and just clean it up. There you go. That's all I do to do my eyebrows. I'm gonna go back and do this other eye now. Okay, so now that my eyebrows are done, I'm just gonna go in really quick with this Anastasia in medium brown. So this is just useful for when you want to set your eyebrow hairs in place. So I have really long eyebrow hairs for some reason, and sometimes you can get a little crazy throughout the day. So just to make sure my eyebrows are set in place, I use this when I'm done with my brows, and I kind of just comb them into the brow shape. I comb up first and then outwards, and then towards the front I just comb up, but I just want them to all be lined up. Okay, so that's it. So now that my eyebrows are done, I'm gonna go in and cream contour. I go over with powder contour to set the cream, but I find that when I use cream contour under powder contour, it does last a lot longer. So what I'm using is a Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation Stick. It's in the shade 2.1. So I'm just gonna go and use the darker color, and I'm gonna go step by step because it dries really quick. So I'm gonna do my chin first. I'm kind of gonna create an illusion, right, of a chin that I would like to have, but not the one that I have now. So I'm just gonna go under here, just really lightly. And what I like to do is kind of swallow, like, and then mid-swallow, I look up, and then I follow along my natural line right here. Okay. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna use this Expert Face Brush by Real Technique, and I'm gonna go in and stipple downwards and blend out this tapping inwards. Now this is just to create a shadow that is my jawline. I'm gonna go back and do my nose now. Now for my nose, I don't really mind my nose, but I don't have much of like a bridge right here. So I just like to go in and do a really small line and give the illusion of a bridge. I feel like I have a longer nose, so I am gonna go in just in the front right here, just right here. To create a shadow and shorten my nose a little. I'm gonna go back in with the same brush, and I'm just gonna blend out, you know? And it's fine if you can tell it's there, because I'm gonna go back in with foundation, you know, like it doesn't have to be invisible because the foundation is going to cover it up almost completely, but you are going to have that underlying shadow. So then I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend out these two lines. And I'm really focusing at the top of my nose personally because, like I said, I don't have a bridge. So I want to create the illusion of a bridge. Yeah, see? Now I have a nose. Now, for my cheekbones, I have really high cheekbones naturally. So I just go in a little bit right here, like at the very bottom of my cheekbones. And I'm gonna blend those up so I can have a higher cheekbone. Okay, now that I'm done with my cream contour, I'm gonna go in with my Born This Way foundation, and I'm just gonna apply this to the back of my hand, just like 2 pumps is fine. I'm using the Beauty Blender. I know it looks dirty, but it's just stained. I washed it really well before this. I dampened it a little bit before, so I'm just gonna go in a little bit of product. I'm kind of gonna go like this. I always put on a really thick lip mask while I'm doing like a full beat of makeup, just so I can moisturize my lips during the process, because I do know that I'm gonna be using lipstick and my lips can get kind of dry, so I'm just gonna prep them a little bit, you know, for the long day in lipstick. Now I'm gonna make sure to blend down my neck where I had the cream contour, and then when I get to the base of my neck, I'm gonna go in with just a big huge powder brush, and I'm gonna circle it around here, and I'm gonna blend it down onto my chest a little bit. And now that I have foundation over my entire face, I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and for over my foundation, I'm gonna use the NARS concealer in Canal, which is light 2.75. Oh, it's the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I really like this concealer because it has nice coverage, and I feel like it doesn't look too cakey. But I just applied concealer under my eyes to brighten up my under area and highlight, you know, just to bring a little more attention to the center of my face. I'm also gonna conceal the bridge of my nose, just so you know I can have a little more nose, like I was telling you guys. I have no bridge, but I have a lot of nose, so I don't understand. And then I'm also gonna go in and just conceal the very center of my forehead, again to bring in a little more light to the center of my face, and the very tip of my chin, again for light. And for this, I'm going to use the same Beauty Blender. I'm just going to blend it out really carefully. So I'm going to use a concealer from under my eye, and I'm going to conceal my eyelid as well, again to prep for my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go in with some cream highlighter. This is Lunch Money. It's the Super Shock Cheek by ColourPop. I'm going to use it with the same Beauty Blender, but I'm going to use the bottom of it just a little bit. And I'm going to put it on my cheekbones, on my nose. And once that's applied, I'm going to use the same side that I was using foundation and concealer with. Blend it in So when we put actual powder highlight on, you know, it's blinding. Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go in with a Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder by It. It's just a translucent shade. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the Farrah brush. It's a stippling 40 FM, and I'm gonna use it, just press a little bit of powder onto the brush, and I'm gonna press it right here on the center of my cheeks and under my eye. And I'm really only using it here because this is where I have the most texture and pores, and this does a really good job at covering all of that up. And I'm also going to go a little bit around my chin, not where I put the concealer, but just around it, and that's just to set. And then at that very small spot where I did put concealer, I'm going to also apply it because I do get a little sweaty right here, so it's just going to help to control my oil. Okay, so now that I'm done with the setting powder, I'm gonna go in with the NARS Laguna bronzer. Favorite bronzer. I'm gonna go in with Sigma Large Angled Contour. It's the F40. It's just like this. It's a nice angled brush. And I'm gonna use it just slightly to go in the same exact areas. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp on the color very lightly upwards. And now I'm gonna do it on my chin. Again, just stamping on the pigment. And then I'm gonna also do it on my forehead just to bring in a little color to my forehead. It's not perfectly blended in, but that's okay because I'm gonna be using the Butter Bronzer in medium, and I'm gonna be using it with the Complex Culture Press and Set bronzer brush, and I'm gonna use it to bronze my face. And this is what I'm gonna use to blend out the contour. I'm gonna blend the contour but also blend this bronzer in. Now I'm gonna use a smaller brush. It's gonna be the Sigma T60. It's a large shader brush, and I'm gonna use the smallest amount of product on this and then tap off the excess. And I'm gonna bronze my nose. This isn't only gonna set the foundation that went over this, but it's also gonna help define again. It's also gonna help define the nose. Now I'm gonna do blush. So I'm gonna be using the Ofra Cosmetics by Madison Miller. It's just this trio set, you know, it's two highlighters and a blush. I'm gonna use the center blush, and I'm gonna tap off the excess. I'm gonna smile, and right on the apples of my cheeks, I'm gonna put a little bit of blush in, marry it to the bronzer so it blends out well. Perfect. See, every time you smile, I think you're blushing. And for my highlight, I'm gonna set my powder highlight with the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlighter. This is my favorite highlighter. It's so good. And I'm gonna use this Sigma fan brush. I'm gonna tap it on a little bit. I'm gonna look upwards towards the light right here. I'm gonna go in with my Sigma pencil brush. This is the E30. And with the same highlighter, I'm gonna tap it in and do the bridge of my nose. And then I'm gonna do the tip of my nose and my inner corner of my eye. Now, I like to go kind of heavy in my inner corner. I just use it to open my eyes, you know, make me look more awake, more alive. And then I'm gonna use the same thing, go underneath my brow bone right here, blend it out. I'm gonna use my Extraordinary Translucent Powder, and I can't say it. It's by Chiate London, but it's just a loose setting powder. You can use any loose setting powder, it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna use my Morphe Beauty Blender to the sharp side. I'm gonna dip it in and kind of clean up the line. I'm gonna do that on both sides. So now for my eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using the Morphe 9B palette. So I'm gonna use my Sigma tapered blending brush. I'm gonna use the shade Now Boarding. I'm just gonna tap it in a little bit. I'm gonna go in, and I have hooded eyes, so I like to look up, and my natural crease, I like to follow it and then bring it up just a little bit to create the illusion of non-hooded eyes. But I'm really gonna go in circular motions. I'm gonna use a clean brush. I think this is an Eco brush, and it doesn't even have product on it. Like, I'm not gonna dip it into any color, but I'm gonna go right where I put my highlight on my brow bone and where the line meets to the eyeshadow color, and I'm gonna blend it just so it's kind of like seamlessly blended. And I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. But now that I have done that, I'm gonna go in with Morphe M433 brush, and I'm gonna use Beach Please. Just tapping it in, and I'm gonna go right on my crease with this and bring it literally the slightest bit up. And now that I have it on both eyes, I'm going to go in with the same brush that I use, the Taper Blending Brush by Sigma, and I'm going to blend both of those in together. I'm going to go into the Morphe brush. I've had this for a while, so the name's kind of rubbed off, but it's just this little brush. I'm going to go in with Volcano, and on my outer corner, I'm gonna tap in the color. It's a lot darker, but that's fine. I'm just blending it in and very, very lightly blending it inwards towards my eye. I'm gonna go in again with the same exact brush that I've been using since the beginning, and I'm gonna blend it inwards just lightly so there's no harsh lines. I'm gonna use this little Morphe M421 brush, but I'm gonna use the shade Sunnies, which is a really bright color, like a shimmer, and I'm gonna press it, not blend it, but I'm gonna press it into that blank empty space that I didn't put any dark color on, and that's gonna create a halo eyes. So even when I blink, you can still see it, you know? Since I have hooded eyes, you kind of can't see much with eyeshadow, but we make it work. Same thing on the other eye. Now I'm going to use this other Morphe brush. I don't know what Morphe brush this is, but it's just a flat squared brush. And I'm going to use Now Boarding at the bottom of my lash line right here. And then I'm going to go in with this Real Technique Essential Crease Brush. And I'm not going to use it for my crease, but I'm going to go in with Beach Please, and I'm going to blend out the Now Boarding under my eye. And I'm going to use the excess powder that we used for my cheeks right here, just to clean up this line. I'm going to go in with this Farrah Cheeky N218 brush, and I'm going to brush out the powder that I just put on. And then I'm also going to brush off this, just very lightly so I don't move my foundation, but you know, just so I remove the powder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my eyeliner, and I'm kind of trying to go for a softer eyeliner today, and I'm just going to go slightly upwards, mostly in a diagonal. And then once I created my wing, I'm going to connect it straight across to the center of my eye. Just like that. Okay, now that I'm done with my eyeliner, I'm gonna apply my lashes. I'm gonna apply some lash glue to the band of my eyelashes and just let it dry not slightly. I'm gonna let it get kind of tacky. Okay, so now that my lashes are on, I'm just gonna go ahead and press my natural lashes and my false lashes together. I'm gonna use this Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner in Rose. So I'm gonna overlay my bottom lip just slightly. Now that I'm done outlining my lips, I'm gonna go ahead and use the matte lipstick in Honey by Morphe. And then I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Fenty Glow Gloss Balm. I'm just gonna use it at the center of my lips to look fuller, like this. And I am done. I'm gonna use setting spray to make sure everything is in place. This is the Morphe setting spray. It's just a continuous setting mist. I'm gonna show you guys a final look. Okay, so this is the final look. You know, just a beachy, bronzy kind of look. We're just gonna stay in today, but we wanted to look cute. Hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.